Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to introduce today's white coat speaker, Dr. Hussain Elhalis. As is normally the case at the white coat ceremony, our speaker is one of our own. So Dr. Elhalis is a graduate of Ross University School of Medicine in the class of 2010. So he spent his high school years in Ontario, Canada, and then crossed the border to complete his undergraduate studies at Wayne State University. He graduated from Wayne State in 2005 with honors in biological sciences. And then in 2006, he came to Ross University. He was a member of the Scholars Program, maintaining a 4.0 GPA, and was awarded highest honors for graduating in the top 5% of his class. He completed his ophthalmology residency and fellowship specialty training at University of Florida in Gainesville, and he's currently still based in Gainesville, practicing general ophthalmology and with a primary interest in refractive cataract surgery. Please welcome our white coat speaker today, Dr. Elhalis.
All right, big class here today. So thank you, Dr. Bateson, for that introduction. And I know a lot of you are ready to go back to classes and to study, but I really kind of doubt that. But I'll try and make this short, 10 minutes, hopefully, if my time management is all right. So good afternoon, everybody. Again, I'm so honored to really address you here today at what marks the start of an incredible new stage in lives and careers of so many future doctors. Before I kind of dive into the heart of this, I kind of wanted to share some of my strongest memories of the island. The first and most powerful, maybe a place that you've already eaten there, is a Subway restaurant. I ate there so often, sometimes every day for a week, that I really just start to get nauseous every time I think about the place. So thank you, Dean Flaherty, for inviting me back so I can relive that pleasant memory. Dr. Meisenberg, who was our biochemistry professor at the time, I remember this during one of the lectures. He had put up a few slides of some patients. They were without clothing at the time, and he told the class, welcome to medical porn. And that memory I will never forget. Dr. Tweedale, who's not with Ross University anymore, in his introductory speech, he gave us some advice on how to avoid STDs on campus. He said, soap and water. Soap and water. So thank you, Dr. Meisenberg and Tweedale, for those memories. And of course, we all share in the memory of arriving on the island, and soon you will share in the memory of leaving the island. And I really can't believe it's been 10 years already, but I'd like all of you to step back with me to July of 2006. I just finished my undergraduate degree. Unfortunately, I was waitlisted at my medical school 2 years in a row at my local medical school at Wayne State University. So my dream of becoming a doctor really seemed further than ever before. I opened up the mail one day, and there it was, a Ross University flyer. Now, I have no idea how they got my information. Probably played some marketing company for that, but I was really glad they came in the mail. I didn't hear anything about Ross beforehand, so I did some research, took a chance, and applied. And I was soon accepted to start and moved to Dominica 2 months later in September of 2006. To be honest, I didn't really feel a sense of happiness or relief to be accepted. I was filled with a lot of doubt. There were a lot of questions. Did I make a mistake by coming to a small island nation to study medicine? Was I wasting my time and money? Did I not read about the reputation of Caribbean medical schools online? And would I regret leaving the comforts of home on a leap of faith? And so some of you may have the same feelings and may be asking yourselves the same questions, but you're definitely not alone. I promised myself that if I failed and went home, that wouldn't be from my lack of dedication. Here in Dominica, away from everything familiar, you too will have the opportunity to dedicate yourselves to medicine, and I urge you to make the most of that opportunity. And so I would like to welcome each and every medical student to really the most difficult semesters of your life. And I want you to remember this one word, challenge. Expect to learn difficult material and to understand difficult concepts. Expect to memorize more than you've ever before, and to be asked to think on higher levels. Expect some of you, unfortunately, to fail, but of course not you, if you dedicate yourself to the challenge. And just in case somebody's hiding in the audience that heard that studying in Dominica would be easy, it's not. The first challenge is the location, far away from family and friends. But I urge you to see this instead as an opportunity to dedicate yourselves to the study of medicine without distractions. Your professors are doctors and educators who will do everything in their power to see you succeed. But that's just the thing. It's not in their power. It's ultimately up to you. Ross will provide you the opportunity to learn, and they will give you all the tools you need. But it's up to you to use what you are given and to make your own success. In 2006, I found myself sitting exactly where you are now, and so I'm going to offer you some advice, hopefully that will improve your time here from my time as a student. So first, although you've decided to study in a natural paradise, don't treat this like a vacation. It'll definitely be the most expensive one you've ever had. By all means, find some free time to connect with nature, go on a hike to the boiling lake, visit the hot springs, spend the day at the beach, but respect your education and dedicate yourself 100% to the knowledge of medicine that took thousands of years to discover. Second, most undergraduate study habits will just not work here. Medical school is not about cramming for tests or passing assignments. Your goal here is to acquire the advanced knowledge and skills that will allow you to treat patients, fellow human beings. What you learn next week may help you pass a test, but again, the ultimate tests are really the patients that you'll treat years from now. And so some advice as far as studying, really important notes are to pre-review your lectures. And you could do this the night before. It doesn't have to be a point where you spend 30, 45 minutes per lecture, just 5 to 7 minutes to kind of preview exactly what the professor will be talking about the next day. It really helps you with the understanding at that point in time. Of course, you will watch the lecture or attend the lecture. And then immediately afterwards, that same day, you will review the lecture again. A lot of things that you might not have picked up or understood during the lecture itself will come to light at that third review. Your weekends, again, unfortunately not the same kind of weekends maybe that you're used to, but you will review all the lectures of that week for the fourth time. And if at that point you still don't understand something, you want to seek help. Ask questions early. Use all the campus resources that this great school has available for you. Okay? Learning things from a different source. I used Wikipedia. I know a lot of the professors may not want me to mention that, but Wikipedia was my source. Now you have UpToDate, which is another excellent resource, but seeing the material from a different angle will definitely help you in your understanding immensely. Third, with a class of 352, you have to find strength in your classmates, okay? Study together, learn from each other, give of your own time, and you will succeed as a team. As a stranger to the island, you will feel isolated. Don't isolate yourself any further. Build human connections. I studied with the same group almost every day. We had the same values, supported each other, and shared great success. The other members in the group have since gone on to competitive careers like anesthesia and plastic surgery. So your success is what you make it. The journey will not be easy, but if you're up to the challenge, Ross definitely has the tools to help you realize your dreams. A challenge I faced as a Ross University student was landing a clinical rotation in ophthalmology. Unfortunately, they did not have one at the time, or at least it wasn't very good. And also, an obstacle was that most U.S. medical school registrars didn't recognize Ross University to allow me to come and enroll in a visiting student rotation. So I had to go about it another route. So what I decided to do was, instead of a clinical rotation, I would try and apply for a research rotation. And so I applied through the research departments of dozens of the same schools where those registrars would not approve me. And although most said no or nothing at all, finally one said yes. And so I was approved to spend 3 months at Mass Eye and Ear Infirmary, which is associated with Harvard Medical School, to spend 3 months there as a research rotation. During that time, I convinced my research preceptor to allow me to break up my time to include a 1-month clinical rotation. And so there I was, working with world-renowned ophthalmologist at one of the best programs in the country. And of course, the glowing letter of recommendation I earned there helped me secure my ophthalmology residency. So Ross provided me with the opportunity to acquire the knowledge and skills I needed to make my own success. Was I fortunate? Absolutely. But it's not really a question of succeeding through luck. It's a question of rising to the challenge. Everyone here today has been given the same chance I was 10 years ago, and it's now up to you to make the most of it. You're about to take on a challenge like few others, and there will be obstacles. You will struggle to master one of the most difficult fields of study, medicine. You will fight against the reputations others may assign Caribbean medical students. Prove them its merit with your knowledge and skills. Be persistent, and see this not as a wall to block your path, but as a challenge to overcome. As William Osler, regarded by many as the father of modern medicine, once said, "We are here to add what we can to life, not to get what we can from life." So I was asked recently, where will I go next in my career? My response is that I've arrived. I improve the vision of patients every single day. As a cornea specialist, I perform cornea transplant surgeries and have reversed many instances of severe vision impairment. What could be more incredible than curing blindness and giving the gift of sight? My journey, like yours is now, started here in Ross University. So thank you.